Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope wherever you are in the world, this video finds you safe and well. This evening's video is going to be the next installment in a series of videos that I decided I was going to do, paying honor and respect to different Catholic saints. And today is a feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Well, actually at the filming of this video, it's, yes, it is technically, good grief, it has just gone midnight. So it is technically, yes, definitely Our Lady of Guadalupe's feast day, December 12th. So just a heads up, you will see me referring to my iPad, referring to some notes, because although I am familiar with her, she's not an aspect of the Blessed Mother that I work with very often. So I did have to take some notes for this video, but I wanted to make sure that even though it is the end of a very long day, that I created this video and had it ready to go live on the day of her feast day to pay respect to this beautiful aspect of the Blessed Mother. So as the story goes, again, you'll see me referring to my notes and flipping through. But as the story of Our Lady of Guadalupe goes, there was a gentleman who was a farmer in Mexico, and he was walking one morning just at dusk, twilight, dawn, and so it was still, the stars were still out. So it was very, very, very early in the morning. And this was on December 12th in the year of 1531. And he was walking and came up to a hillside that's known as Timpiac Hill. And he was astonished, startled to see this beautiful vision of the Blessed Mother. He said initially he heard the sound of birds chirping, but there was just like this chorus of birds, so many birds, and he started to follow where this bird song was coming from, and he saw this beautiful vision of the Blessed Mother. And she instructed him that he was to go back and tell the bishop to have a temple erected in her honor. Well, he went back and was so excited to tell the news to the bishop, who just looked at him with side eye and complete disbelief. And so he said, are you sure you're not half asleep, dreaming, perhaps embellishing on a story? And he's so excited, and he said, no, this is the truth. And so the bishop was like, I'm going to need some proof before I erect a temple just because someone says they had a vision. Okay, fair enough. So the gentleman, Juan Diego, returns to Timpiac Hill the next morning, and he began to pray to the Blessed Mother. And as he began to pray, a rose bush appeared, and beautiful roses started to perfume the air, and roses started to bloom. Well, it was the middle of December, and not a time when roses are really known to bloom. And so these beautiful roses bloomed, and he had what was called a tilma, which is a cloak. And he pulled off his cloak and he gathered, she instructed him, she said, take the roses, collect some and bring them back to the bishop. So as he started to pick the roses and put them in his cloak, and he brought them back, and when he brought them back to the church to show them to the priest, as he opened up his cloak and roses spilled all over, an image of the Blessed Mother appeared on the cloak. So word started to spread of this miraculous event, and people by the thousands came to bear witness to this. Well, a church was erected in the name of the Blessed Mother, And over the years, the temple has expanded and grown into a huge, not just a church, it's an actual basilica. And basilica is Catholic speak for living people who are now deceased are entombed inside of the church. So it is an actively working church to this day. It is a basilica, and it is said that it is the #1 location for pilgrimages for those of the Catholic faith, or anybody, whether they're practicing Catholics or not, to go to the basilica erected for Our Lady of Guadalupe. So I want to refer back to, and I will link this in the description bar, 6 miraculous facts about, because there's really some additional interesting information about the cloak. So this is from a website, westcoastcatholic.co. And again, I'll link this in the description bar below. Our Lady of Guadalupe revealed herself on a fabric as the flowers fell to the ground. Miraculous details were discovered in the image that Our Lady left of herself on the tilma. Here are some of them. Number 1, the image remains intact. The tilma is made up of a type of cactus fiber that is native to the area and is also known to last about 15 to 20 years before it begins to deteriorate. The miraculous image has shown no signs of deterioration, even almost 500 years later. Number 2, the image contains deep symbolism that only the native indigenous people could comprehend. The way Our Lady was dressed in the image resembled a native priestess, showing the people that she was like royalty. Her position in front of the sun and over the moon symbolized that she was far more than the false gods they worshipped. Okay, folks, I am on a Catholic website, so we have to understand this is their perspective. It's their religion. Okay. Around her neck was a brooch with a small cross in the middle that represented the emblem of the Spanish friars, confirming to the indigenous people that Catholicism was the truth. It is a Catholic website. The stars on her mantle are astronomically accurate to the day that she appeared. On her teal cloak shimmered little stars, which were found to be the precise constellation of the sky the day of the first apparition on December 12th, 1531. The stars are peculiarly placed in the sky as if the sky was being overlooked from outside of the universe instead of someone on Earth looking up at the sky. Furthermore, the constellation Virgo, known to represent virginal purity, appears just over the heart of Mary, as well as the constellation of Leo, representing Jesus as the Lion of the tribe of Judah, appears on her womb. The image keeps a temperature of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. No matter the season or change of weather, the image is always at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, the normal temperature of the human body. Point number 4, the image has been proven to not have been painted by humans, therefore being created by a divine being. Tests have shown that none of the colors of the tilma resemble natural, animal, or mineral colorings or paint that could have been used to create the image. Furthermore, the image is iridescent, meaning that it shows luminous colors that seem to change from different angles. Again, humanly impossible to be painted by hand. Close inspection through a microscope has revealed that her eyes have extremely human-like characteristics, and show a reflection of an old man, believed to be Juan Diego, and the bishop at the moment of the tilma's unveiling. So small and impossible to have been replicated by human painters. Over her womb is a 4-petal flower known to be an Aztec symbol of life and divinity. Our Lady of Guadalupe has come to be known as the patroness of the unborn. The symbolic flower over her womb is one of the ways she reveals that this is her part of her mission to us. And number 6, her appearance resembles a description in Scripture. Revelations 12:1 reads, "A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet," describing the exact placement of Our Lady of Guadalupe standing in front of the radiant light like the sun and over the crescent moon, which was present on the day of her apparition. So, whether that is something you choose to, sorry guys, I was looking to see if I had more notes. So here's a really cool picture. I don't know if it's gonna, oh yeah, I'll show it, of the tilma. Forgive the ring light, you know how it goes. Oopsie. There's the imagery. So again, this is from a Catholic website. And again, if you are Catholic and you have accidentally tripped up into my video, you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome to be here. I just ask that comments, if you choose to post a comment, please remember, be respectful or your comment will be deleted. As a former Catholic in recovery, I still resonate so deeply with certain aspects of Catholicism, most particularly petitioning and honoring the saints. So I am thoroughly enjoying explaining and learning about certain saints that I don't work with. Mary is Queen of Angels, so she is definitely a saint, and this is an aspect of the Blessed Mother. You might hear in the background, it is December, it is Christmas time, so I have not only Gregorian chant music playing in the background, but Gloria, Christmas music, which I have, it's been so many years since I've been excited about Christmas music, so it is a sign to, I really feel like it's a sign of Pluto not standing on my neck as a Capricorn with an Aries moon and that planetary shift, but that's another video. Because I am a tarot enthusiast and professional reader, I do have to bring it back to tarot whenever possible. So if you're looking for imagery or a connection through the lens of tarot for Our Lady of Guadalupe, I would say most assuredly the Empress, any aspect of the Blessed Mother. Now, some people see the Blessed Mother imagery in the High Priestess, or the energy through the virginal aspect of the High Priestess. That is not how the High Priestess energy reads for me. But the mother aspect of the divine through the Empress, and a particular deck, Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshi Tani. And I do have a walkthrough video on this deck that I made a while back. Such a beautiful deck. It is made of linen cardstock. I must admit, I am not the biggest fan of linen cardstock, but it does make for very, very, I mean, this is excellent quality cardstock. It is an independently, it was an independently published and created deck, but now I do believe it is mass market and you can get it on Amazon. Look at the beautiful backings of the card. And for the deck, she has chosen for her Empress card to use Our Lady of Guadalupe. And you can see the cloak, the teal cloak with the stars and the sun, and the beautiful blossoms of the roses as her hands are in prayer position. And I'll read a little bit from the guidebook. She does have a more extensive hardback book that goes into the folklore of each card, because it is a card based on different deities, fairy tales, and folklores from around the globe. So a more detailed description is in the hardback larger book, but this is the really fantastic booklet that comes with the deck. So I'm going to read from it. The Empress, Our Lady of Guadalupe, Catholic Saint, Mexico. And she is the patroness of Mexico and certain parts of California, from what I read. Which ones, I don't know, but certain aspects, certain parts of Cali, but of Mexico. She is, let's see, the Empress is a loving and protective mother. She cares for and wishes to defend all of her children. Even if a mother's love can sometimes be smothering, the world feels bright and everything blooms around her. So when I think of like the imagery of what Juan Diego saw in his vision and the time of day that it was, I know what we read, or what I read to you from that website, and maybe that's the case. I do think that perhaps it could be the time of day when he was having these visions right at dawn, daybreak. So though the sun was just about to rise, the cloak of stars, she was just at twilight where stars still would have been visible. So if you want to connect with Our Lady of Guadalupe, a white candle is always appropriate. It could be a tea light, it could be a 7-day, whatever style or form of candle, but red or green, or red and green, or the three colors are very appropriate. If there was an oil you wanted to use, actually frankincense and myrrh, or frankincense or myrrh, because of that connection to the gifts of the Magi that were given to the baby Jesus, to, one day I'll stop calling him baby Jesus, but after that movie, you know I won't. The incense of smoke of frankincense and or myrrh, or the combination of those, like what we would experience at midnight mass. Rose oil or roses. This altar space is for a very different spirit, not Our Lady of Guadalupe, but many spirits do like rose, and this particular spirit, she loves rose. So any imagery of roses, or any imagery of mother and child, or a statue of the Blessed Mother. Get a statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe at most botanicas, you will find that. And if she's also syncretized with Santa Muerta. A lot of times you will see the imagery of Our Lady of Guadalupe for people who are children of, or who work with, or honor Santa Muerta. And so if you're considering connecting with her energy, tomorrow is her feast day. Catholic saints are pretty easy to work with in that respect, reverence, attention, all those things are free. Invaluable, but free. I would say a tea light and a glass of water, but even just a tea light or just a candle, and speaking from your heart, talking to her. She's a mother, so she's a protectress. So speaking to her with that kind of respect and reverence for that kind of energy, and just talking and speaking from your heart. You may want to ask or make requests of her. If you have any indigenous or Mexican heritage or Mexican descent, perhaps honoring your ancestors and honoring her as the patroness of that area, of that land, of the people, both prior to the Spaniards coming and bringing Catholicism, and after. And as I was preparing for this video, I was looking up a couple of things on YouTube, and there's a beautiful procession that is happening actually at this time. There's a live video going on right now where at the Basilica, it is all illuminated, and it looks to be what could be easily thousands, I don't know, maybe hundreds of thousands there. As far as the eye could see, just a sea of people. And there's music and song and dancing and flowers and reverence to this beautiful aspect of the Blessed Mother. So I hope that this video gives you some insight to the beautiful energy of the aspect of Virgin Mary through the lens of Our Lady of Guadalupe. So until the next video, blessings.